Michael.
Thank you. Thank you both. And thank you for choosing to host your meetup here. We actually want to host more meetups here. So if you guys have anything you're working on, okay, gotcha, thank you. Feel free to hit me up. I'll show you my email address in a second after I do the demo. But yeah, as explained, Zero is a power tool for OpenClaw, Hermes, other AI agents. I'm going to show you how it works, but really quickly, there are always new capabilities being added. Right now, as of this second, there are over 8,500. That's up from just under 8,000 Wednesday. These are services that appear using Stripe's MPP, Machine Payments Protocol, or X402 at the moment. And if other emergent payment protocols become stable and out there and popular, we will index those too. It's just meant to give agents the ability to unblock themselves using a really solid ranking system with reviews so that they can find the best services that are out there on the agentic web to solve a task. And what tasks are we talking about? I will give you an example now. Before I do that, just in case the demo fails, I'm going to actually play a video of myself giving a demo on Twitter because I know this one works. So here we go.
So you can now create forms from prompt with Zero set up ahead of time, actually for free, and I'm going to show you how. This is a form that I generated using a service called Zero Forms, which is completely free, and I will show you how I did it. So first of all, I told it I want to create a form for a waitlist to sign up for early access to a software product we'll be releasing publicly later this year, use best practices, I want to collect things like names, emails, company, etc. So it loaded the Zero skill, and it found two services currently on the platform. The first is Zero Forms, which is free, and the one that I use ultimately. It builds the form from a JSON schema, gives it a public URL, and emails every submission to your inbox. Durable lead capture with zero ongoing infrastructure. There's another one that costs 2 cents per call. It's a little more robust. It's a richer hosted page. It has a custom thank you message, success redirect. It's got an embeddable snippet and QR code, and it has a polling webhook inbox. So that's pretty cool. I chose the free one, and I don't regret it. So I got the form here. Here's your form. And it built it with full name, working out company, role title, company size, what are you going to use it for, how'd you hear about us, and opt-in for updates, and it emailed it to my personal email address. Or it's hooked up already to email to my personal email address, and it costs $0 a month. And you can always follow up and rename things after the fact. And that's it. You can do it right from prompt with Zero setup. Here's what it looks like. Join the early access list, submit it, and it will shoot an email to my inbox. I tested working. Of course, because it's free, it goes back to Zero.xyz because this is one of the services that we put out there. Just a little bit of free marketing there, why not? But you can use this today. Try it out.
That's it? Okay. Yeah, thank you. Now let's try to actually do this live. So we have some swag that I'd like to give out to a few people. This is a Lego set that has our little sort of unofficial Zero Man mascot that you'll see plastered around the office in various places. This is really cool. If anybody has kids or if they are a kid at heart, which is me in both cases, these are pretty cool. We also have some hats to give away and some other swag. I'm going to give them away at random. I'm going to generate a form, hopefully this works, on the fly right now. Here's the prompt. I'm using Claude Code, obviously, not OpenClaw at the moment, otherwise I'd have Telegram open. I actually swapped out my OpenClaw for Hermes. We can have a discussion on that later today. Yeah, so far so good. We'll see. But yeah, okay, so create a hosted form for free using, I just wanted to be deterministic about it, but you don't actually have to prompt your agent to use Zero. It'll just use Zero when a use case arrives, when it's blocked, to find a service to solve the problem, unless you tell it to, which is what I did. So use a Zero service that captures a person's name and email. Set the response to email michael@zeroclick.ai. That's my real work email. You can email me if you want to host events here, by the way. And make the form about registering to get some sweet exclusive Zero/ZeroClick, misspelled it, but that's okay, swag. Pointed it to the URL, shorten it using a cheap URL shortening service on the platform, and paste that URL here. Use best practices for forms like this, and match the Zero.xyz visual style. Use UltraThink. Here you go. Who knows what UltraThink is? All right, we got some Claude users here. It just means like waste a bunch of tokens and overthink it and take a long time doing it. So while this is happening, and I promise I'll shut up right after the URL gets flashed on the screen, anybody that wants free swag, just like fill out that form once the URL appears, and you might win swag. But in the interim, while this is happening, while it's thinking, any questions? Yes.
Can you highlight like some of the other, I guess
Yeah.
there's like
Use
8,000,
cases?
like
Yeah.
maybe top 3 or 5?
Yeah, so a very common use case to show what it can do is like Claude can't generate images. So normally what happens when you try to generate an image is it'll tell you about other services that you can go to generate images. It won't just generate them from a prompt. And this literally lets it do that. And the hilarious part is it usually chooses OpenAI to do it because it's good at generating images. So you can get Claude to natively generate images just from prompt without ever configuring anything or leaving the terminal using Zero. That's one use case. There's also like postcard sending services, so you can give it an address and tell it to generate an image and email that image to you. You can have it edit full videos. In fact, our launch video, if you go to our 0xyz Twitter, the launch video was generated using Zero, a bunch of different combination of services. It ended up costing like, I think, 36 cents or something. And it spit out the full video. We uploaded it to YouTube right from a prompt. Again, we never set up any environments or used any API keys. It just kind of happened with Zero setup. And I think that's particularly powerful. This actually came sort of out of the mind of our founder, Ryan Hudson, when he was playing around with like 1 million OpenClaws on Mac Minis at his compound. And he was thinking like, these things keep getting blocked. I have to keep going into their environments, like virtualing in and setting stuff up for them, and then they're running into API key limitations, et cetera. What if we could just give it a wallet and have it do stuff for us and unblock itself to the extent that it can? That's a few examples. There's others. There's URL shortening services, which I'm going to show here. There's email sending services. You can even have somebody call any number with an AI voice and, I don't know, do something. I did a demo of that happening live here. What else? What am I missing, guys? Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
Is the skill that you're going to add to the...
Yes, sorry. I went way ahead of myself. So yeah, basically it's a CLI install which does install the skill and lets it be persistent. So you're not having to constantly remind it, hey, if you get blocked, go search for a service on the agentic web using Zero. So it's a CLI install, it's one line. You can copy this or just tell your OpenClaw to do it, tell it to go to 0.xyz. We're giving you $5 and loading up a wallet, which facilitates the transaction. And these transactions are all like microtransactions. They can cost a fraction of a cent up to whatever they want to charge, but typically it's like a few cents. Like for example, an image generation will usually be like 2 cents VO, or I forget. There's a bunch of different services that'll generate images on them. Yes.
What's like the payment infrastructure that you guys use?
Payment infrastructure, so when you install the CLI and you verify an email, you get a wallet. We give you $5 in USDC, and then it just basically, it's a base wallet. I think the wallet is generated by Coinbase. It could be that, or it could be one generated by Stripe. It really doesn't matter under the hood. But essentially that's what facilitates the payment between your agent and whatever service or agent is producing the goods on the other end. Okay, now here we are with the demo. Create hosted swag registration form, 0 forms, verify rendered form, shorten form URL. Man, this is taking longer. I shouldn't have done ultra-think. It didn't need that, that's way overkill. I just wanted to make sure it worked. Now I'm going over my allotted demo time, so I apologize.
$5,000.
Michael, quick thing about the wallet. Can you do a buy limit? Let's say like VO,
Good
I only
question.
want 2 cents
Yeah.
to 25 cents, but that's your allowance.
Yeah, so can you do a buy limit on the wallet? That's your allowance. Yes, you can. We don't build that into
Sure.
our service at the moment, but I think a lot of the logic comes from how you've set up your agent, your OpenClaw instance, et cetera, and the instructions that you give it. And then of course there's the hard limit of how much money is actually in the wallet.
Sure.
I think about it like giving an allowance to a child and then telling that child how to spend that money. Most likely they'll follow my guidance, but maybe not. So you may want to cap the amount in the wallet, if that
Sure.
makes sense. Yeah.
If you're dealing with anything sensitive, is there like a security?
If you're dealing with
About it.
anything sensitive, is there a security consideration about it? Yeah, I mean, look, if you're telling it to, with a very explicit prompt, generate an image that exposes, someone's personal email or whatnot over the internet, I don't know. I think that's kind of between you and the service provider. I think you could choose to tell your agent only to go and use services from certain service providers that have certain security credentials or promise to treat your information a certain way. That's one of the values that Zero provides, is that there's tons of metadata that we're building on every single service, every single time it runs, about how it runs, how fast it is, how expensive it is. whether the results were considered quality by the end user, et cetera, how often it fails. So yeah, there's a lot of open questions. Security is one of them, and that's also one of the things we're kind of trying to solve for and rank for. Yeah?
You mentioned something about image generation, and you said Claude couldn't generate the images, but you're referring to the TUI, not the GUI, because the desktop Claude generates images.
Desktop Claude generates images?
Yeah.
True?
100%.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm wondering what is, with your technology connected to the TUI, because that's the point. The terminal view operates different than the native Mac desktop app.
Does the desktop Claude generate images?
I did it while you were talking.
Okay.
Yeah.
What's the model that generates the images?
It's the same models that they have that they give you access to.
I know that it can kind of like
that's Claude. That's the image. Any type of image you want. But this is desktop version. But my question is,
it can programmatically generate images. If that's what you mean, like using math, right?
Well,
but like
it's all of it.
It's multimodal.
Yeah.
It really is.
multimodal.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Good.
So
Good to know.
That's what I was understanding.
Go ahead, Anthony.
My question didn't come out. I didn't get my question.
Oh.
Yeah. So
Sorry.
if the no, I mean you responded to my statement. Not
Gotcha.
my question.
Yeah.
So if the value proposition is then that with the example you gave there, how does that correlate with someone that's utilizing your platform but they also have the Claude desktop app?
Yeah, I guess in that case, that specific example might not work. But Anthony, who works also at Zero, go ahead.
Yeah, specifically, so Claude can generate images. They're actually very basic. I'm sure you guys have seen this. You can do like diagrams and everything. That's cool. But if you want like the up-to-date, coolest like image models, let's say if you want to use Nano Pro in your Claude, how would you do it?
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
you need to sign up for an account. You need to pay for the account subscription and everything, and then you can your Claude.
Yeah.
And you get over
Good point.
Zero gets over the whole thing.
And to your point, it uses.
This is why I showed the video first. I'm gonna, if this succeeds later, I'm gonna share the URL at another time. But just because this failed, that's why I won't show the video first. So
the URL is actually up. If you read the terminal, it's 0url.to5t17. That's live.
This one?
No,
One block.
Are you sure? This is the one. This is live. This is.
And then they
I think the URL shortening didn't work, but this is the form. It's live. You can go here. It's withzero.forms.withzero.xyz/# TWINGN.
So you just put in a prompt, you didn't have to authenticate?
I didn't have to authenticate or anything, I just put in a prompt.
And not even
Posted
an API
form.
key.
Not even an API key. There you go.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Mike.